What's up everybody, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Doug's Garage. Today we're going to be going over the process of claying your vehicle, also known as mechanical decontamination. So to do that, you're going to need a couple things. You're going to need a good quality clay bar, which we have here, Clay Magic's fine grade or McGuire's aggressive grade clay bar. And we also have a newer technology, which is the Clay Mitt Auto Scrubs Nano Skin Clay Mitt, and they also make clay towels as well. So with anything, you want to start out with the least aggressive method, especially when it comes to touching your paint, which I'm going to take some gloss readings and then also showing you both the aggressive and mild to show you what it does to the paint, right? Maybe you have a vehicle that you haven't done paint correction on, so you're gonna go ahead and use the clay bar and be like, wow, this is great. But if you're using an aggressive clay bar, you know, you have to see what it actually does because you're abrading the surface. You know, you're causing or marring or swirling up the paint anytime that you take something and physically rake it or drag it, which is essentially what you're doing across the paint. So besides your clay bar or your clay towel, you also need a clay lubricant. Today I'll be using DPC's Revive. All right, so this stuff is great. It smells like double bubble, right? Or some bazooka gum. Smells like some bubble gum. So for this, you're gonna need half an ounce of Revive to 22 ounces of water. So I have distilled water in here. Get yourself a high quality sprayer and go to town with your clay lubricant. If you're using this wash mitt over here, you're going to need some type of wash media. All right, so we're gonna stick with the rinseless wash method. 1 ounce of Revive to 3 gallons of water. And there you go, you can go ahead and do a rinseless wash on your vehicle, and as you're doing that, you can follow up with the Clay Mitt. You also need some type of high quality microfiber. So again, we have luxury microfiber, great quality microfiber towels that we will use. So you may ask yourself, why do I need to clay the vehicle? I want you to think about something, right? So your vehicle, your car, you wash it probably with a pH neutral soap, which is not going to take away that grime, you know, that traffic film that your car is going to be exposed to. So what can you do? And with that traffic film, right, you can break it down chemically. You need to actually abrade the surface and take the bonded contaminants off, which is exactly what you're doing with this clay bar. So think about going to the gym, right? You go to the gym, you work out, sweating, right? That sweat, it stays on your skin, and then maybe you can't go home and you can't shower right away. So you go through work, you're walking out, maybe you go to the mall, and when you're going to the mall, you know, the wind is blowing, you got dust that, you know, that dust is settling on your skin, and because it's oily, you start feeling that grime, right? That film that's on your skin, opposed to you just, you know, getting out of the shower. That grime, that dirt that's building up on your skin, that's like the bonded contaminants, right? So if you just take some water and you splash it on your face and you can still feel that film, that's almost, you know, the exact same reason why you need to clay your vehicle. Because when you use a pH neutral soap, you may be able to get some stuff off, but you still have stuff that's stuck and that actually needs help, right? Because that's what you're doing, you're helping clean the surface of your vehicle. And we all know that if you want a shiny vehicle, you want a glossy vehicle, it's leveling out the clear coat. So as the light refracts off this clear coat, that's as even as possible, that's how you get the most gloss out of it. I have a very simple demonstration on why you should clay your vehicle and remove the bonded contaminants off the vehicle's surface. This napkin here, it's going to represent the final protection that you put on your vehicle. This could be DPC Kingsguard, this could be CarPro Reload, some type of SiO2, and this could be some type of wax or even a ceramic. So this used oil that I have, this is going to be the bonded contaminants, all right? So we take this oil and these pieces of what used to be deep fried goodness, right? And then you can see here, as that bonded contaminant, it stays on the surface of your protection, right? That wax, that SiO2, whatever it is, this is going to sit here, right? And it's going to eat away at your protection, all right? So as the days go by, the weeks go by, hell, even the months go by, this piece of bonded contaminant, right, it's almost grafted itself to the paint, right? It's stuck on there. And whatever coating you have, it's going to degrade that coating over time. So the longer you let it sit, the more it's going to degrade, right? And it's not only going to degrade that spot after it eats away whatever it's physically touching, you know, underneath it, it's going to leach out and it starts degrading the coating all around it. So these bonded contaminants, you know, even though you can't see it, this is exactly what it's doing to your paint, and this is the exact reason of why you need to remove it off the paint so that you can protect your vehicle. Again, take your clay lube. There's a DPC Revive that we're using today. Make sure you warm your piece of clay up. You don't want it too thin, right? But you do want to warm this up a little bit so that way you're not causing any more damage when you're abrading the surface, because that's what you're doing anytime you cause any type of friction to the paint. Alright. Pull it out, even pressure. And as you glide this across, as you can hear and as you can feel, this is smooth, right? So there's nothing on this paint right now. But if you had not done this before, you're going to notice that you're gonna have a lot of friction. And that's how you really know, hey, if you're bearing down a lot and you know it's hard to get those bonded contaminants off, that's when you'd probably want to go, oh well, fine clay bar isn't working. Let me go ahead and use an aggressive clay bar. So, you clay, once it feels smooth, you don't hear anything, you don't feel anything, then you'll just go and move on, right? So, the only reason I'm going over this so much is so that you can see exactly what this aggressive clay does, how much marring and how much dulling of the paint that you can actually do. And it just should prove another point of why you should, you don't have to, but why you should go ahead and polish the vehicle after, because you are marring or dulling the surface of the paint. Once you get done, get a nice high quality microfiber towel, go ahead and dry the surface, and you are ready to move on to the next part of the vehicle. All right, same process with the fine grade clay bar, right? This is more malleable, or it's easier to form because it's softer. Again, take your clay lubricant, spritz the panel you're gonna work with, provide that lubricity, and go ahead and clay. Just wanna go get some bazooka, you know? It's bubblegum smell. Get some double bubble. Alright. Switch to the other side. This is one of the reasons right here, this little lip or this edge, it's rounded, why I like the clay, because it conforms, right? So you can take this, and the flat panels is one thing, but right here, where you come up and you can just conform this to this curve and evenly clay that whole curve right here on this hood. And that's really one of the advantages I like about a traditional clay bar over a clay mitt. Although, you know, the mitts are easy, great to use if you're, you know, using that wash media, that wash liquid. This right here, this ridge, really showcases why I like the clay. You can form it and then you're gonna smoothly glide across that whole ridge.
But one with the force and the force it with me.
Alright. There we go. Towel. Next method is going to be utilizing the Nanoskin Auto Scrub Wash Mitt. Again, this is a fine grade clay wash mitt. If you're washing your vehicle, you can go ahead and put this mitt in your wash media or your soap. If you're utilizing the rinseless wash method like we are right here, go ahead and spray your panel down, providing that lubricity, right? Your rinseless wash, in this case DPC Revive. Go ahead and glide this across the paint. Keep in mind, if you don't hear anything and it's smooth sailing, you're good to go. Then you played or mechanically braided and taken off all the bonded contaminants. Now as you're going, if you receive some pushback, you have that friction, you hear that? That's just you taking off the bonded contaminants. The good thing about this is fiber, right? You need some more wash media, go ahead and wring it out, and then go ahead and get to clean again. Again, this fits your whole hand, and it's real simple to do. Once you're done braiding the surface, go ahead and take your microfiber towel and simply wipe down, and you're good to move on to the next portion of the vehicle. All right, once you're done using your wash mitt, go ahead and make sure that you wring it out, get all that excess liquid out. There will be a lot. I don't put this back into my wash media, so that way this always stays clean. I can seal this up and use it again. As we pan across, you can see, look at how much marring of the surface, how much swirls, what that has done to the surface of that clear coat already. So, and this is the aggressive clay. Our defined Clay Mitt has left the least amount of marring in this instance today, even compared to the fine clay bar. So I'm not sure if y'all have similar experiences, so let me know in the comments below. Do you find the same, that the clay, even the fine grade, mars the surface more than fine Clay Mitt, like we've seen today? What's up everybody, thanks for tuning in. I hope you liked today's video. Again, we went over the process of cleaning the vehicle, which is mechanical decontamination. We have the traditional clay bar method that we went over, and just a tip is when you're storing this clay, especially in the summer, this clay is already sticky enough as it is. If it starts melting because of the heat, the temperature is going to stick to your container. So mitigate having to trying to scrape it out and put it in a nitrile glove, right? Easy every single time. I think if you're just getting into auto detailing, you're going to find something like the synthetic Clay Mitt very attractive. Nanoskin's Auto Scrub Wash Mitt, for the simple fact that I don't have to worry about dropping it, right? This fits my whole hand, and it's gonna be hard for this to fall on the ground. If by some chance it does, you can take the bonded contaminants off of this, wash it off, and you can reuse it many, many times, unlike the clay bar. With the clay bar, what you're going to do is you're gonna have to just throw that puppy away, all right? You have too many bonded contaminants on it. Another trick is to turn this inside out, right? Wring it out, turn it inside out, get the maximum air exposure on this so that it can dry off, because you have a lot of fabric on the other side of this rubber. The biggest takeaway today is this. Think about the demonstration that we put on. That napkin will signify your final protective layer of whatever you're using to maintain your vehicle. Wax, synthetic paint sealant, SiO2, ceramic, it doesn't matter. The longer those bonded contaminants sit on that final protective layer, the more it's going to degrade that surface and you're not going to get the performance out of whatever you're using. Just like if all day you eat a lot of stuff, right? I don't know about you, but if you've ever been in the field, right? Maybe you're in the services or whatnot, you go on a field problem. If you're on a mission, you're eating a bunch of crap, right? During the day if you can, guess what? If you can't brush your teeth, man, that gritty feeling that you feel on your teeth, that's the bonded contaminants, just like on your car, right? And then when you abrade the surface by mechanical decontamination, like with a paintbrush, it's the same as you clean the vehicle. I hate that gritty feeling on their teeth. Sometimes you can't do it, you're on a mission, right? But mechanically decontaminate it, just like you brush your teeth. Do the same for your car. Hope you like what you saw. Let me know if you have any other tips or tricks in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.